Chuck Warner, the chairperson of the Monroe Historic District Commission, along with Gary Thompson and Aaron McGoldrick and Latsimana Petapeti. The meeting is called to order, and I'm going to read the long and lengthy announcement. Town of Monroe Historic District Commission agenda. Regular meeting, April 6, 7:30 p.m. Remote electronic public meeting. This meeting may be accessed by the public in real time via GoToMeeting. Public access information set forth here and below. Notice, public access to this meeting will be limited to joining the meeting as follows: via computer, tablet, or smartphone app at this link, https://global.gotomeeting.com/join//363133357 via phone at 1-571-317-3112, access code 363133357. Please refer to further information provided at the end of the agenda regarding this remote electronic meeting and the use of GoToMeeting. Written comments in compliance with the guidelines of public participation in remote electronic meetings may be submitted up to 1 hour in advance of the meeting by electronic mail to chuck.warner@fairfieldcountybank.com. The agenda for the meeting is approval of the minutes, preliminary hearing, of which there are none scheduled. There is a public hearing for Sopaline C. Tang and Laksamana M. Petapeti of 30 Colonial Drive enlarged their rear deck and added deck around their above-ground pool. This was continued from our March special meeting. The treasurer's report, continuing business, Monroe Center signs, Bob Giannini, 172 Old Tannery Road, disassembling a barn and rebuilding it. Discussion of district boundaries, public participation, new business, of which there is none scheduled. Ongoing business, district violations, residence mailing list and certificate of appropriateness process, town hall archives of meeting minutes and property folders, adjournment. Information regarding this remote electronic public meeting. On March 14, 2020, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic in an effort to reduce the risk of transmission by virtue of attendance of public meetings, Governor Lamont suspended the in-person open meeting requirement and permits conducting public meetings remotely by conference call, video conference, or other technologies. A copy of the full text of the Executive Order 8B1 is available for review at the Town of Monroe's website, www.monroect.org. Accordingly, the Town of Monroe has selected GoToMeeting as preferred technology application to conduct this remote public meetings in compliance with Executive Order 8B1. This technology will permit up to 200 members of the public to participate real-time in the public meeting via computer, tablet, smartphone, or telephone via access information set forth on the meeting agenda. It is highly recommended that any interested participant download and utilize the GoToMeeting software applications, which are available in the meeting link below prior to the commencement of the meeting. Each meeting may have unique participation information, including access code, phone number, and live link. Please be sure you are accessing the correct information for the correct meeting. Notice is hereby given that this remote electronic meeting shall permit the public to view and listen anonymously and, when permitted, participate in real time, be recorded and posted on the town's website within 7 days, be made available to the public within a reasonable period of time in town hall or upon written request. In addition to the standard parliamentary procedures as outlined on this agenda, the following special rules apply to all participants. Please mute your microphones so as to reduce background noise at any time you are not speaking. Prior to speaking on each occasion, each speaker shall clearly state their name and title for the record. Use of the chat feature are prohibited, and it is not considered during the meeting if in use. Notice is hereby given that only 250 participants may access this remote electronic public meeting at any one time. Access is granted solely by GoToMeeting technology on a first-come, first-served basis, and not within the control of the Town of Monroe. While it is anticipated this participation limit will be sufficient, should the participants reach said limit, The meeting may be adjourned and continued at a later date using technology appropriate to ensure all members of the public may participate. Okay, well, I'm sure I've exhausted everybody. What I'd like to do is skip around the agenda just a little bit, Aaron, Gary, if you're all right with that, and go right to the public hearing since that was continued from our last meeting. Do we have consensus on that?
To me.
Yeah, Chuck, we have a lot more people on now. Josh is here, Karen's here, and there's looks like a couple other callers.
Okay.
Barbara Agee's here.
Okay.
And then maybe then you and Kat are the other two callers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm a caller.
All right. I had Barbara as seated for Alice's vacant slot last meeting. So Josh, I'm going to seat you as a voting member. Okay.
Okay, got it.
All right. So with everybody's unanimous consent, we're going to skip right to the public hearing because that was continued. Excuse me. Do I hear any objection to that?
No.
Oh.
So noted. All right. This is a public hearing that took place on March 23rd. It was continued because of a technical difficulty that the presenter was unavailable to make the presentation. This has to do with a legal notice that was published in Voices on March 17th, 2021, for the meeting on March 23rd, 2021. And the open item is Sopaline C. Teng and Leximana M. Petipati, 30 Colonial Drive, enlarge their rear deck and add a deck around their above ground pool. So I yield the floor to the presenter. Do we have a presenter?
It's me, right?
What's that?
Is that
That's you, Black.
okay? So basically, as I mentioned in the historic meeting, that we would be replacing the existing stone patio with, the Trex and like the wooden patio. And last year we got your approval from the historic and the town to put a above ground pool. And for that one, we would be, building a small deck around it, which would match the design and everything with the patio we're planning right now. The measurements, I do not have them right now, but they have been submitted in the previous meeting. We are, working with a registered contractor, and we have the plans, everything in place, and we would like to go along if you guys approve our plan. It's basically the patio is there. We are replacing the stone with the wooden patio, wooden Trex.
Lax, is the deck is going to be above the ground, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Okay, so you're effectively putting this over where the patio was.
That's right.
Okay. Does this give you better visual access to the pool for safety purposes?
That's right.
Okay. And the deck around the pool, as I recall from the exhibits you provided, is a semicircle, correct?
Semicircle. Yep.
Okay. And as I recall, there was also safety features on the access to the deck, so people couldn't just walk up on there. They had to pull something down. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's yep.
Okay. As I think the commissioners will remember, we've done a series of things with this applicant. We've done the enlargement of their front porch. We've put solar. We've given them a COA to put solar panels on the house, and now the pool. And I think for those of us who have been by the house, I think we would all agree they've done a very good and responsible job. Are there other members of the commission who have questions or comments?
So long as there is nothing that has changed from your preliminary hearing, that you gave us copies of the plan, and there is no changes to the copies of the plan.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no change. We
And
with the same plan.
I have no I have no objection to, or any further comment on it.
It's not visible from any other place in the historic district either, right?
Now we are on the Colonial Drive, the end cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I don't
Karen,
have an issue with it.
Karen, there's a very, very tiny window if you were driving down Colonial Drive
Right,
that you would see it for a moment. I mean, it's literally, it's
Yeah.
not conspicuous.
yeah, I have no problem with it.
And the deck will actually make the pool, soften the appearance of the pool. So it's not just a pool up out of the ground, there'll be a structure around it.
Yeah,
Anyone else? All right, before I entertain a motion, Lex, I'm going to ask you to send me an application for the certificate of appropriateness and just include all the exhibits with it, because what I will do is I will initial all those and sign them when I send them to the town hall, just to preserve continuity since the amount of time that's transpired between the preliminary hearing and the public hearing.
Sure,
Is that all right?
That's
Okay.
absolutely fine. I'll have my wife
All right.
forward to you.
Okay, yeah, just have her email it to me and I'll take care of it. I
Will do
told
that.
her she'd have it in approval tomorrow, in hand tonight, so.
Yep.
Can I entertain a motion on this application?
I'll make a motion that we approve the certificate of appropriateness for, as proposed.
Okay,
I'll
can
second
second.
that, as Aaron.
all right, who is first?
Gary,
No, I mean, Gary, I got Gary down. Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Aaron.
Okay. All right, we have 5 commissioners present. How does everyone vote?
I,
Aye.
Aye. All right, is anyone opposed? All right, let the record reflect that it's passed unanimously. And as I said, we'll get your certificate of appropriateness over to the town. I believe I told your wife that Gunnar was going to keep processing your application, so it's not to slow things down, and I will call him tomorrow to remind him it's in his inbox. Okay?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Our pleasure. Sorry for the mix-up
No,
last time.
I totally appreciate you guys. I mean, all of you guys. I mean, coming back to such short notice. I truly appreciate that.
Not a problem.
All right. So that closes
Good
the public
swim.
hearing, which, thank you. Yeah, that closes the public hearing, so I don't think we have to put a time on that. Let's revert back to the agenda. We have approval of minutes.
Chuck.
Okay, everybody has received a final copy of the last regular meeting.
Gary.
There were no more changes to it. They got a corrected copy, and everyone has gotten a copy of the special public hearing meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one, I only made 2 corrections to that. It was April 6th for
Right.
the continuation of the public hearing, and changed adjourn to continued.
Right, and that just allows us not to have to run a additional legal notice, which would have set this back, and given these people were looking to start, these nice folks were looking to start very soon, it wasn't necessary to do that. The meeting was properly noticed, and there's certainly no reason why an application can't be continued.
Right. If we approve these minutes, I will send the final copies off to everyone. To Vita, and we have to send it to monroemeetings.org now.
Yes.
So
Right.
that the town, first selectman gets a copy and Vita gets a copy.
Chuck,
That is
can I
correct.
interrupt you for a second?
And Gary, you may incorporate the changes I had requested, so
Yes,
I'm fine with it.
I have made those changes, and I'll send a copy out to everybody,
Okay.
provided there are no other changes. I'll make a motion that we approve them.
No, we're not. We don't have. We can let it pass by consent. That way we don't have to
I'll
vote
pass
on
by consent.
It just, I don't believe we have to actually vote on them. We've all discussed them, and there's no objection, so we'll just let it pass.
Okay, you got it.
That's one less thing I have to put in the voting record. I mean, it's in the minutes that it's been reviewed and accepted, so that counts. Yes, I think
Okay.
so. All right. Treasurer's report. Gary, you're still up.
There are no changes from what I reported the last time. We still have available $236.52.
Okay, good.
And we're current. There's nothing pending.
Okay. Looks like we'll
I'm
return the money
sorry,
back
Gary.
to the treasurer.
Can you repeat that number?
236 and 52 cents.
Okay, got it.
All right. We have continuing business on here with the signs, which I think have largely have not nearly been as frequent as they have been in the past. So, I mean, if anyone has an issue with that, we can discuss it. But quite frankly, it's the beginning of baseball season, and I'm sure it'll be an issue going forward. Gary, is there an update with Bob Giannini?
No, there is not. I have been unable to reach him frequently, and I've
Okay.
left him messages. I will continue to do so at least once a week
Okay. All right.
until I make contact.
Well, as I said, we've made progress. It's not as
I
fast
have
as we'd all
I
like.
have to say, though, if anybody drives by his place, take a good look at what he's done cleaning up around the barn. It at least
Mhm.
looks very presentable. The barn has not been touched, but everything around it has been.
Yeah, I mean, there is some progress. I know that, wasn't there an issue with that his wife inherited a house out
Yeah,
on the shore? And
that was my last report. That was the month before last. She inherited a place up in Old Lyme, and it's not to code. And because it has transferred ownership, the town of Old Lyme has charged them with getting it up to code before they can use it. And they would like to, his wife wants to be able to use it this summer. So they were in a quandary, do they start doing that or do they start doing the barn? The barn.
If I were them, I'd opt for Old Lyme.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find out who won. But there's no activity around the barn right now.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
One
All
other place, Chuck, if I may, around the corner from him on Old Tannery, what is it, Wheeler Road, the house that had all of the shingles covered because of leaks in the roof.
Yes.
And it was disheveled messes all around the place. He's starting cleaning that place up, and the tarps have come off the roof. It looks like he's had a new roof put on, new shingles put on, but it's beginning, there's activity going on there.
Which house is this, Gary?
On Wheeler Road at the intersection of Old Tannery and Wheeler.
Oh, is this
Yeah,
where
the tarp's on the
Candella's
porch.
property is, or before that?
It's right on the corner.
On that narrow triangle of land, right?
That triangle, right?
Yeah, that's been an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But you said you see like tarps are down now. I have to go buy it. It's been up there for several years, those tarps. And
Oh, Karen, it goes on 10. It goes back to when you and I were first on the commission. That's
Decades.
Candella's property.
decades, yes, decades.
He was a Bridgeport firefighter, and there were apparently some structural issues or the conflict with the neighbor. So it would be good news if he kind of got things cleared up.
He also had physical issues too, right?
Yeah, I was. You guys all know how big I am. I couldn't imagine him carrying me out of a burning building. I mean, he had back problems and a couple other things going on. I mean, you felt sorry for the guy, but the house had its challenges, and he had a dispute going on with the neighbor, and he did make some progress for a while, then it stopped, and it's picked back up. So that's good news.
I thought it was. It's beginning to look at least like somebody's caring about the house.
Okay.
And the backyard where he had all of the cars, a couple of them look like they've been removed. At least they look neat where they are. He's got a boat and trailer back there, and still 2 cars, but at least they look neat.
Well, the
The
town
house
has
next
been,
door. I was going to say the house next door is for sale now, I noticed.
Yes.
Yes, I got a call from a realtor about it. I think it was Wendy Storm called me about it. So, I mean, that the current homeowner has been in before us a couple of times. So, all
I
right.
think my neighbor's house is going to be off the market too.
What's that?
I think my neighbor's house is about to be off the market.
Okay.
So I'll finally get a new neighbor.
So someone's finally buying it?
Yeah, well, it seems like it. I know I see the sign still up that it's for sale, but it's been inspected and been
Okay.
activity around it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I've had to field a couple of calls from people who wanted to know, can I put a B&B in there? I said, no, probably not.
Well, no, it's a single guy that I think is buying it. So
Okay, good for him. All
Guys,
right.
I have a meeting at 8 o'clock. Can I step out?
What's that?
I'm gonna have another meeting at 8 o'clock. Is it okay if I leave the meeting?
Oh, sure. Oh, you're done. You're set.
Okay, all right. Sure. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
you too.
District boundaries, I think we've pretty much settled that, Gary. Is that correct? There are no real outstanding items?
No, there's nothing more to be done there. All the records have been fixed. That had to be fixed. We need a new map,
Okay.
and Barb, are you still on?
Yes, I am.
Have you been able to make contact with Julian? Is it?
It's Justin, and yes, I
Justin,
have. And he said he made the changes months ago. Everything is updated.
Yeah, it is updated, but do we get a new map?
I'm not sure about the map. I will ask him. Because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you would, the next time you see him, because that would be the only other thing that needs to be corrected.
Okay.
Okay, so we need a new map?
Yes.
Okay.
I think what he's looking for is an update to the zoning map showing that those properties which are actually in the district versus some of them that were perceived as being in the district.
Okay, because he had told me that everything that had been previously discussed he had taken care of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that may be something different than what he's doing, because he's probably telling you he's changed all the individual field cards. But again,
Right.
the town had a map showing the various zoning areas, and that probably needs to be updated.
That would. Who does that? The town engineer?
That's usually we have surveyors do that, so I'm not sure who in this case would be.
I would suggest talking to Vita about how does that get done. She's been in town hall long enough to know how things like that get done and who you have to talk to.
Yeah, I'm thinking Conrad in engineering may have something to do with it, but I will look into it.
Conrad sounds familiar. Vita would know because she was still on the commission when we started this effort.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask her tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Do we have anyone here for public participation?
Doesn't look like it.
Not. There's no new business scheduled. Ongoing business. I don't think there's anything on the list that requires our attention. So, barring objections, I'm going to adjourn the meeting at 7:55.
Very good.